Joe Gardner writes, "Hey guys, hello from Scotland. You guys got me seriously into movies. Thank you for showing me this wonderful world. In a recent show, John mentioned Bridge to Terabithia and how good it is. I agree, it's amazing, but I think it is one of the saddest films I've ever seen.
Yep.
I always cry and I'm 17. It got me wondering, what are the saddest films you guys have seen? Sorry for bringing down the vibe of today's show and keep up the great work."
Joe, you killed the vibe.
Joe, we were all happy.
Yeah, you just killed everything.
Driving me to drink right now.
To me, when I think of sad movies, you know, I think of Not a Dry Eye in the House, you know, that whole thing. The only time we hear that phrase thrown around all the time, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. That's very rarely true. The one time I can say in my experience that it was literally true, that everybody in the theater was in tears.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I probably do. I was in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada, watching Life is Beautiful, the Roberto Benigni film. And I kid you not, I believe there were actually Hell's Angels. There were some bikers in the thing with their girlfriends, whatever. Like, why they were there watching Life is Beautiful, I'm not really sure. Maybe their girlfriends dragged them to, I don't know.
There's more than you see
but
there, John.
I am not exaggerating when I say when those lights came up, everybody was sobbing like a baby. Everybody was sobbing like a baby. I mean, for those of you who don't know, the Roberto Benigni film Life is Beautiful, it's about this man who just believes life is beautiful and glorious. And as World War II gets rolling and the Jews are rounded up by the Nazis, he and his son are rounded up into a concentration camp. And he tries to protect his son from the harshness of life by convincing his son that all of this is a big elaborate game. And they're trying to win a prize. And trying to just protect that notion that life is beautiful for his son. It is so beautiful and so touching and so sad at the end. It's just one of the most moving movie experiences I have ever had in my life. If you have not seen Life is Beautiful, I don't care if you're one of the illiterate people who says, I don't like reading subtitles, get over it. Watch it, it's fantastic. Anyway, Amy Rose.
Yeah, that movie. I mean, for those who don't remember, do you remember at the Oscars when he was jumping on the chairs, Roberto Benigni? I mean, he's just so amazing. I'm a big history buff, so those are the films that usually steal my heart, and it's honestly mostly in the World War II Nazi regime. Most of those films kill me. Boy in the Striped Pajamas killed me.
Oh, yeah.
And for this year, to be relevant, 12 Years a Slave, oh my goodness. Steve McQueen has an effect on me. He completely just paralyzes me after a film. And there's one scene, and I won't spoil it for people who haven't, but I was pretty much a mess the rest of the movie. And I can remember, too, when Titanic first came out. Like, there was not a dry eye in that theater, at least my theater. And yeah, but it's usually because I am such a history buff, those are the films that really speak to me when it's actually based on a part of history that seems like we can't even really fathom the terrifying nature of how awful humanity really has been and how evil a lot of people throughout the history of the world have been. Those are usually the films that I'm just like, wow, and it just makes me feel really grateful to be a part of change and where we're at now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's usually what gets me. The Piano, that killed me. I mean, all those kind of films.
Jimmy, some of your saddest films.
You know, the one that I remember the most, I think, I went to see Platoon, and this is, let's go back, and I remember a gentleman, he was clearly a vet, and he was being literally had to be carried out. He was sobbing, and it was just the most heartbreaking because I was really young, and I was just like, it hit me how bad this was. And this was a tough looking dude, and he's just crying, and his wife's holding him up, and he's just sobbing, almost falling to the floor. I'll never forget that, and it really reminded me how powerful movies can be, and how if we can get past the like hating each other, like experience the movies together is a beautiful thing, man.
You know, it's one more that got me this year, Perks of Being a Wallflower, last year.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
I just thought it would just really pull at my heartstrings.
Yeah,
that was a big one.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.